You know, there's extreme concern about the ongoing Transnet strike, which is now 7 days long. Billions has been lost to our economy. The Durban Chamber of Commerce says the strike is costing an absolute fortune. And we know that the business community has actually come forward saying that they're prepared to pay more for what Transnet does in a possible attempt to try and help ease the wage deadlock. We also know, of course, that government has come out saying that they really want these talks to succeed, to keep going at the negotiating table, saying that we simply cannot afford it as an economy because the longer food products, exports don't get out of the country and we can't move imports in, the bigger the problem, the more jobs that we're going to lose. And government says we simply cannot afford that. So regarding the strike, workers have rejected the 5% offer from Transnet. They say it's an insult. They're demanding a salary hike of between 12 and 13%.
Well, while workers are still protesting outside Transnet offices here in Durban, we are actually now joined by the president of the Durban Chamber, Prashin Maharaj. I just want to bring him in and have a talk with him regarding the strike and how it's affecting business. Prashin, thank you so much for joining us at eNCA. Of course, the strike 3 days in, and protesters are saying they're not going to give up until a fair wage increase is put on the table. How is this affecting business?
So obviously, Letiwe, if one looks back at the 2010 strike, that strike was 17 days and it cost 7 billion rand. So if one extrapolates that for inflation and increased cargo volumes, we're looking at a total cost of probably 12 to 15 billion rand, and that's about 1 billion rand a day it's costing the industry. More importantly, we've done a calculation. The last time, 17 days, it took 7 months to clear the backlog. So basically, for every day of strike, we create a 2-week backlog.
And I know that a lot of businesses are struggling with this whole industry on strike.
Yes.
How exactly are Durban businesses going to be dealing with this?
So I think, Durban was a very hard-hit city. Not only but the pandemic, the looting and rioting, the floods, and a cybersecurity attack. As a result, this economy is hanging on a thread. It's very depressed, it's very suppressed. So we can ill afford the strike. So we continue to engage with Transnet. We've offered Transnet a confirmatory affidavit in the courts when they try to interdict. And more importantly, we've offered as a sector to pay a little bit more towards the levy so that Transnet can afford the cost of increasing wages, so workers can get a decent, somewhere near inflation increase.
Take us through some of those businesses that have offered to pay more. We just heard the news this morning that there are businesses that are offering to pay more levies. Exactly how is this going to help, and how is this going to work out?
Yeah, so that levy is predicated on obviously the strike stopping as soon as possible. If it's a prolonged strike, it's futile. So we're going to add about 110 rand levy to each container moved. SASOA, so South African Association of Ship Owners, have agreed to it. 1 or 2 individual members of the Durban Chamber have agreed to it, but not all industry have agreed to it. So Transnet sent out a letter saying that if they can stop the strike, then they will begin to charge that levy.